Hello everyone, JK Origami here, and today I'm going to teach you how to fold my new design, my Origami Happy Sun. This here, as you can tell, was folded from paper that was yellow on one side and black on the other, and it created a sun here with a smiley face and sunglasses. This year was inspired by the fact that it's spring and it's time to bring some light into our days, so this is a great model to do that with. This is about an intermediate design. It has some tricky folds, and it's a little bit tedious to make, but I think the result is fantastic. And for best results, I would use a foil or tissue foil that is yellow on one side and black on the other. So without further ado, let's get right into it. And by the way, this was folded from about a 25 by 25 centimeter square of foil, and this here is a 25 by 25 centimeter square as well. So it's pink on one side, white on the other. My white side is going to be the color of the glasses and the smile. So we're going to start color side up. So in this case, the yellow, or for me, the pink, will start up. And we're going to go ahead and fold the two diagonals. Just like that. Now we'll flip it over, and we're going to fold it in half in both directions. Just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and collapse into the preliminary base. So I'm bringing these two corners together and allowing the folds to make themselves, and we'll flatten. So it looks like that. Now we're going to go ahead and with the four corners here pointing toward us, we're going to bring this edge to the central crease. Like that. And then we'll do the same thing with the right side. And now we're going to unfold both, and we're going to inside reverse fold them. So to do that, I'm going to start with the left flap, lift it up, and I'm going to open it up and flatten it along the existing creases. Just like that. And now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and fold it back over. Like that. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this flap. So lift up the flap, open it up, and I'm going to squash along the existing creases, and then fold back. So it looks like that. Now I'm going to flip over the model and repeat. So I'm bringing this edge to the center, and that edge to the center as well. Now I'm going to open them up and inside reverse fold them. Just like that. And my crease is a little bit off, so I'm just going to correct that. Just like that, and then finally fold back. So now I have a shape that looks like this. 4 layers on each side. And I'm actually going to fold it so that I have a layer, an edge like this, facing up, and I'll repeat on the back just so that I keep 4 layers on each side. And now I'm going to bring this point down to that point right there. And we want to try to keep the layers from sliding. We want to make a strong crease through all the layers, and a precise crease too. So it looks like that. And you can even fold it the other way if you want, just to try and make the crease a little stronger through all layers, like that. Now we're going to go ahead and unfold slightly, and you'll see we have now an octagon, and we got a inside reverse fold that we have to push it in. So I'm going to start by going around and making all the creases we just made, making them into mountain folds. So like this. And you got to keep going all around the entire design. And now that I got them all into mountain folds, you can see we have an octagon like this. And now I'm going to reverse all the creases and push this part down. So I'm just making the creases as they naturally come from the outside. As you can see, just bringing the model together. And I just want to adjust it so that I have 4 layers on each side. And you'll notice it looks something like that. Just like that. Now, we're going to go ahead, and now we have to open up the model. So the way we're going to do that is I'm going to make a crease from that point to here. Just fold this over right along that line. Just the top layer, like that. I'm going to fold over, and I'm going to make a crease from there to that corner, doing the same thing. Just like that. And I'm going to repeat this on all the layers here. Folding to that reference point where the edge of this paper is. And I'm going to do the last one here. And then once we do that, we have to fold the layers back over. And now we're going to repeat it on this side. So I'm folding from this corner to that point. And you could technically do it with all the layers at once, but I prefer to do it one by one just to make sure I get precise creases, because it helps the model come together nicer at the end. So now that I got that, I'm just going to fold it back to where I started like that. Now, we can start to open up the paper, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to fold this layer down here, and now I can pull out this flap, and now I'm going to fold this paper down here, and now I can pull out this flap, and actually I'm going to take this and I'm going to reverse the fold, so I'm folding the reverse flap like this, and you'll notice that now it comes together, and I'm going to fold it off to the right as one. Like that. Now I'm going to keep going, and so this flap I'm going to fold to the left. This flap I'm going to fold to the right. And now they come together, and I'm going to fold them to the right. Right along here as I flatten it out. So you can see the crease naturally comes together, and it lines up with this line here. Now I'm going to keep going, so I'm going to fold left, fold right, and allow the paper to come out. And I'm going to flatten to the right, like that. And now the final one, and flatten to the right. And now when I push this completely flat, And see, it looks like this. There's a square in the middle, and from the bottom, this is our octagon, and this is our square. So, now what we gotta do is we're going to go ahead and do some work with these triangular flaps here. So the way we're going to do it is I'm going to start by taking this flap, folding it like this, and reversing the fold. So I'm going to reverse this fold. Just like that. And I'm going to do the same thing on the left side. I'm going to fold it down like this and create the fold coming to the center. So like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this flap here, bring this corner up to there, and crease sharply. And then I'm going to flatten this, open the layers, and flatten, just like this. Now, we're going to repeat these steps with the adjacent layers, so to the left. So I'm going to fold this flap over, fold this flap over, reverse this crease, and now I'm going to create a complementary crease on this layer so that the two corners here join together right above that flap. Just like that. And I'm going to bring the corner to the top, just like I did before. And I'm going to open up the layers and flatten, like that. Now, we have to do something similar here for the bottom, but it's going to be slightly different. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to go ahead and take this layer here and fold it over, creating a similar crease like that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this bottom layer and fold it over, open it, and reverse this crease. Now we're going to unfold that, and once again reverse the crease, so it looks like this. Now, we're going to make a crease going from this corner to there, and from there to this corner. So I'm bringing the flap together and flattening. And this corner is going to fold to that corner. So I'm making a few creases at once. And you'll see that the layer comes together in the shape of a triangle. And this layer I'm going to fold the other way just to make a crease like that. So I'm trying to make something like that. Now I'm going to repeat over here. So I'm going to create this crease by folding left. And now I can open it up along the existing creases and go ahead and perform my flattening maneuver like that and like that. And then fold this down just like that. Now we're going to do a bit of work up here, and we're going to start by taking this layer, and we've got to fold this flap up. And the way we have to do that is we have to open it up and start to pull this flap. And what we're going to do is this, we have to make a crease from this point back and from this point back. And the way we do that is I'm going to bring this edge to this crease. Like that. And continue it until it intersects this crease. And repeat that process here. Just like that. And now I'm going to make a crease connecting those two reference points. And we'll notice that it starts to come together. And I have to actually fix mine a little bit so that it forms on the creases. And it comes together to form this. And then you can open up the layer and flatten. Makes it look like that. Now we're going to go ahead and do a couple folds up here. We're going to fold this edge to that edge, allowing the other layer to be tucked beneath. And we're going to repeat that on the other side. And now we have to perform a maneuver where we take this layer and we're going to pull it down. So I'm just pulling it off the top there and bringing it down like that. And I'm going to fold this layer back over, and I'm going to repeat on this side. So I'm just taking the extra flap off and folding it down like that. Now it looks like this. And we're going to repeat that on the other side. So I'm going to start by opening up, bringing this edge to that edge, and only creasing on the one layer. So creasing here until it intersects this crease. Doing the same thing on the other side, aligning edge with edge, like that. Gets us a crease like that, and then connect the two creases. Just like that. And once you have that crease, we're going to once again recollapse, making these folds into mountain folds. And collapsing along the existing creases. Just like that. And then once again we can open up this layer and flatten along the existing creases, and it should look like that. And now once again we're going to make these folds, so bring this edge to that edge. And then we're going to allow the layer to fold along that existing edge. Just like that. And repeat on this side. Just like that. And now once again, we're going to go ahead and grab this layer, just pull it over the top and fold it down, and then repeat on this side. We're just going to take that and fold it down, like so. And this is going to become the eyes. These are going to become the eyes that we have here. Or the sunglasses, rather. And this part down here is going to become the mouth. And so what we're going to do actually is we're going to start by folding this edge to that edge, and once again bringing it underneath like that. Just like that. And repeat with this flap. And we're actually going to repeat with all 4 flaps that are on this bottom part. Just like that. And now I'm going to repeat on this side with the final 2. Like that. And the final one like that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and with this top flap, I want to fold it down, and you'll notice that it wants to fold up and flatten, and I'm going to bring this point to there. So I'm just allowing it to fold down like that. Now I'm going to open up this layer, open up these layers, and I'm going to fold all the way along this crease as far as it goes, making it into a mountain fold. Or sorry, a valley fold, like that. And now when I go ahead and recollapse it along the existing creases, looks like that. And I'm going to fold this up to the right. And I'm going to repeat on this side. So I'm just going to fold this down, bring this point up to there to create the crease. And I'm going to unfold, open up the paper, and make my valley fold, and then recollapse, and fold up along there. Just like that. And this is where we're going to leave the face for now. Now we're going to flip the model over, and we're going to work on the sunrays. So to do that, I'm going to make a crease adjoining this point to that point. And I'm going to crease all the way through. And now I'm going to rotate slightly and repeat with the next 2 corners. Like that. And keep going until you've done all 8 creases. Like that. And the last one is here. And once you've done all 8, it should look something like this. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a fold. We're going to fold this layer down so that this edge, this corner here, goes as far as it can, because it's going to be blocked off by this paper. It's going to be blocked, and so we just want to go as far as we can. And I'm going to make a crease adjoining this crease with this crease. So like that. And I'm going to repeat this all the way throughout. And what you'll notice is that as we go this direction, as we go toward the mouth, we don't have that reference. So we're going to make a fold from where this point, from where this fold intersects the crease, and I'm going to align this point with the crease. And it'll give us an accurate fold. So like that. I'm aligning it with this intersection point, and then making a crease across. And I'm just going to keep going with that. And this one here gives me the reference. Or actually, sorry, that's actually the wrong reference, so don't be confused by the mouth part. Just line it up with the reference point I mentioned earlier, and we can keep folding along. And now that we're back over to the eyes, in my case, where I'm going around and now I'm back to the eyes, I can once again use that reference point as a marker for where I need to make my crease. And then here's the last one. Just like that. And now we're actually going to go ahead and collapse the outside of the sun. And the way we're going to do that is on this inner octagon that we just made, we're going to make them valley folds. And on the outer part, on the outer octagon that we made by our other creases, we're going to make them mountain folds. And the way we're going to do that, I'll show you. Start out at this corner. It doesn't really matter, it's all the same. But I'm just going to fold along the inner octagon, like this. And it gives me something like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the outer octagon at the same time. So I'm just going to make this corner here. And as you can see, I'm bringing them in like that. And now what we're going to do with this section, you can do it at the same time or you can do it after you've collapsed it. We're going to make these valley folds. And I'm going to collapse one side like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold, make a mountain fold right along this existing crease. Very gently. And fold up along the next crease. And what you'll see is this part here, we're going to pinch together from both ends. And we're going to fold it to the right. And you'll notice it starts right at the bottom where the two folds come together and goes right up to the top. And that's what we want. And we're going to do that for all the rest. So I'm going to form my mountain fold and valley fold on the octagons. Collapse it in. Now I'm going to bring this section over in mountain folds, collapse it down, like that. And I'm going to keep going around the entire octagon, or the entire sun rather, and continue with this pattern of collapsing. And you want to be careful because this part here could rip quite easily if you don't do it carefully. And so it's best to do it slowly and make sure that you do each one nicely. And as you get toward the end, you can see I'm having to make all the creases now. And it'll become a little bit easier to get it to collapse into place as you go. And now I'm at the last one, and this junction is a little difficult because it's slightly folded already. So I'm just going to go gently and slowly. And there we go. Now I've got this entire shape done. I've got all 8. And when you look at it, it looks exactly like you want it to. Just like this, symmetrical with all 8. And now when we flip it back over, you can already see that you have now the rays, the spikes. And if you did it precisely and well, it should look pretty good by now. So, next step is we're going to work on the eyes a little bit. We're going to start by taking this edge, folding it down from this corner to that corner. And I'm going to repeat this on this side. And now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead, actually I'm going to adjust this one, it was a little bit off. Now I'm going to open up, and I'm going to inside reverse fold. So I'm just opening it up and reversing the creases to fold this paper to the inside, like that. Repeating over here. So just like that. Now I'm going to make a fold from this corner to that corner, bringing this top raw edge up. And a little bit of the paper may be visible, or actually it should be visible, but it's okay. And we're going to repeat on this side. Now, we're going to go ahead and open up the paper a little bit and take this edge and we're going to fold it out. Just like that, as far as it'll go. And I'm going to make a sort of rabbit ear fold, or a petal fold I should say, and bring these 2 edges into the middle. So it's a little tricky to show because now I'm getting into smaller folds, but it comes together like that. And collapse it back down and repeat on this side. So I'm going to fold the edge out and then go ahead and make my fold like that. And now that I've done that, we're going to go ahead and make the nose of the sunglasses, the part that connects them. And so to do that, I'm going to fold this part down a little bit, allowing this part to open up. And I'm going to fold up a small amount. And this is to taste. However much you fold up will be the thickness of the line connecting the glasses, and I think I like that okay. So I'll do it like that. And now I'm going to unfold slightly. I'm going to pull out this layer here and reverse the fold. And then I'll collapse it back down. All that does is that makes the brim the same color. And so now that we've done that, we're going to fold back, making sure these creases collapse. And now you can see we have the brim. Now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side, and we want it to match. So I'm going to fold down, allowing this to open up a little bit. I'm going to fold up, and I'm going to try to make it similar. And once again, this is to taste, so you can do it as much or as little as you'd like. So about like that, I'm happy with. Now I'm going to open it, so I'll hold it like this. I'm going to unfold this, open it up, pull out this layer, allow the fold to reverse, and then fold it back together. And that's pretty good. So now I'm going to fold this layer back up, allowing this crease here to reform. Looks like that. Now it's all up to us to shape the glasses. And what I like to do for shaping is I like to bring this edge as far as it'll go, which will hit contact that point. So it's a little tricky, but you fold it in something like that. And you can also fold it in on an angle like I did here. And then I'm going to fold this part in this corner. And then I'm going to fold this corner at a bit of a diagonal. Something like that. And this is really whatever shape you want the glasses to be. And then I'm going to fold this bottom corner up, sort of a 45. And then this corner here, you want to fold starting from the bottom of the brim down about halfway. So something like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse fold that behind. Like that. And stick it behind this layer. And then, I guess I'm happy with that for glasses shape. Again, you can round out the edges a bit more. For this guy here, I did it slightly differently. I made it a bit more square, but again, it's to taste. And so now we're going to repeat that on the other side. So just going to fold the back down. And you want to, again, in my personal taste, try to make it symmetrical or somewhat symmetrical. So like that, and then folding this corner down, then folding this corner behind, and this corner there. So anyway, something like that is okay. And with better paper, you can shape it a little bit better and make it more to your taste, but I'm okay with something like that. And now for the mouth, the final step is this flap here, this top flap, where we can fold up, and same thing on the other side, and this just shows the general shape of the mouth. The way we're going to do it though, or the way I like to do it anyway, is we're going to fold it out at a bit of an angle. So I like it where I'm folding from this corner there, so that it lines up with the edge. So something like that. Because you can see it's touching, if I put it flat, it's touching this edge. And I'm going to crease sharply. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make a fold about halfway down, aligning this edge with that edge. And I'm going to fold it up a little bit higher. And now you can see, I want to adjust this a little bit, so I'm going to pull this part out a little bit. I want it to be a bit flatter. So I'm good with something like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this top part, and I'm going to fold it down a little bit to taste, and allowing this next segment to come down at a slightly different angle to give it some shape, like that. And then I'm going to fold this part behind to round it off, or to give it a nice corner, and then fold just make sure that it's invisible from the front, so it's hidden behind, like that. So something like that is good. And then this part here meets at a bit of an abrupt corner, so what we're going to do is fold this edge up a little bit. And this is again to just shape the mouth, so I like it kind of like that. And now from here, I'm just going to sort of unfold this part and pull out a bit of paper. Because we have the raw edge right here. So I'm just going to pull some of it up, just like that. And then when I remake the creases, I can adjust how much of it is up and sort of shape the mouth a little bit more. So something like that. You can see I just pulled it over the corner here, and you can adjust it a little more or a little bit less. and also the angle it comes at. So something like that. And now I'm going to repeat these on the right side, trying to keep the mouth symmetrical, just like the rest of it. And again, you can shape the mouth to taste, however you prefer it. These are just the guidelines that I've come up with, which I think yield the best result. So, something like that. Actually, I folded it a bit too far, I think. So maybe something like that. Then I'm going to fold this flap up. So something like that, and then I can pull the paper out from here. Something like that. And now I'm just going to fold this flap down, and match the creases so that it covers up this white part up here. And so something like that. So you see this white part up here is covered up. So I'm going to repeat on this side. So I'm just creating a crease like that. And with a better paper, it'll stay flatter, and you can squish it between a book to make it hold its shape. And once you're done, it'll look something like that. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and were able to fold the Happy Sun. Please leave a like and leave a comment telling me what I should fold next. And if you enjoyed this content and for more videos, please consider hitting the subscribe button. And as always, enjoy!